Hello, everyone, and let's try our second installment of our video to help you try to upload the student survey instruction. So I'm in my current class right now, which is SPM 2150 Sports Admin and Law. I have not set up anything yet, but what I have done is if you scroll down a little bit here, I actually take all of my dialogues and I actually copy and paste them so that they're ready to go. So it's consistently the same every time. The only difference would be is when I am over here on the other side, I actually have Dr. Whitson's actual SurveyMonkey link right here. So that's where we're going to want to be. All right, we're going to have our dialogue here. Our email is up and ready to go because those are all the things that we're going to copy and paste. And then we are just going to work with the classroom itself. So again, for us, we're going to want to go into week 4 because that's usually obviously the week that we're going to let this go out. I cleared out all my content so that it would just be clear as day and everybody could see what we're doing here. So again, what this is going to be is it's going to be in a testing format, and we want it so that they cannot see the link until the very end. And that was one of the concerns that I had given to you all when we had met for our all faculty meeting. So to make your test, come over to assessments, go down right here, scroll over the test, go ahead and click that. So when we go ahead and go through and get ourselves all situated to create the test, we're going to want to make our own. So create a new test. This right here, all we do is we just hit create and we're going to create our own. Okay, now the name of it, it can vary. I've used May, I've used obviously April in the past. May Student Survey of Instruction, and it's as simple as that. You can name it whatever you need to name it, but just know that, you know, whatever you make it, make sure the students understand that it is a survey and everything like that. Now, the description part here, this is the first component that will give them the idea as to what they're going to be doing. Now, for me, I'm going to go right here to the Word document, and this is my first section right here, my first one that I'm going to stay consistent with. So this is basically going to tell them exactly what is going on. So for me, I'm just going to copy and paste. Now this is the May Student Survey of Instruction. Please sure to answer every question truthfully and submit the survey accordingly. Follow the directions below to earn credit. So all you need to do at that point, once this is all set, the instructions, it's just the same as the description unless you want to be a little bit more detailed in this spot here. But then all we do is we click submit, wait for that to pop up, and we are ready to go. Now, like I said in our meeting, what I like to do is when I create the question, I like to create it as either an essay, so here, or you can do it as a short answer. It doesn't really matter. Essay is the first one that pops up. We're going to create the essay. So for this here, you're going to have your title and then your answers down below. So your title, you don't need to have one. You can make one if you want. May Student Survey of Instruction, that's your call. If you don't want to have a title, you don't have to. But the text is going to be what the question is that you're asking and what the instructions are. So I'm going to go back to my Word document. I'm going to copy and paste, whoops, come on, all the way through. Copy my whole portion here. And then I'm going to go right back. And then I'm going to Control V. Make sure you always hit Control V because Blackboard's very finicky with the right click option. So just be able to do that. And then again, just make sure you go through, make sure everything's right. You know, for this assignment, click on the survey link below, complete all portions of the survey, and then copy and paste the URL from the completed survey to the answer box for this assignment. By completing this, you will earn a 100 that calculates into your assignment grade. That is ultimately up to you on how you want to do it. Like I said, I found that participation went up when they realized that they'd get a little bit of a break, you know, in terms of, I guess you'd call it extra credit, even though it's just, you know, we want to be able to increase the amount of students that are taking this. So again, we're not done just yet because we want to be able to space that out. And then we want to be able to go to Dr. Whitson's email, which here it is right here. Here's the link. You're going to just go ahead and go through, copy the whole thing. You're going to Control C and then Control V. There is your link right there. It's not, you know, definitely not, you know, unnoticeable at this point. So there's that right there. And then your answer would be, for your sake, would be the completed URL link. That's all you have to put. And that would just show you that they know when they get to that portion, they're going to copy and paste the URL, and that's what they're going to put in their answer box. This is for you just to know, just for reference purposes. So as we scroll down, we don't need any rubrics. There's no categories. There's no instructor notes. So at this point here, we just hit submit. And there is your one question for a total of 10 points. You can change that as needed if you want to make it a 100. So basically, if you needed to do that, what you want to do is either you click this box right here, or you can just hit all and type in your 100 points and then hit update, and now you have a 100-point assignment. So it's up to you. I usually just leave it about 10 so that it makes it not too crazy in terms of the amount that it goes toward the grade. So there's your canvas, there's your question, and then we should be all ready to go. So if we hit OK, there it is right there. So we're going to click on that, make sure it's highlighted, and then we're going to hit submit, and this will deploy it into your class. And then all you need to do at this point here is you're going to be able to basically here, there's everything that you need to know. There's everything that's going. So let's go through the options. There's your description. This is your description here, which is right here. So open test in a new window. That's perfectly fine. Do you want to make the link available? Yes. Do you want to add an announcement for this? That's ultimately up to you. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can click yes, and that just means that students will be alerted either in the front page of their Blackboard, or you don't have it set up, but it'll just go to the front page of their Blackboard. Multiple attempts, they can do one shot. I mean, if you allow unlimited attempts, you're just basically opening up a can of worms to allow them to, take it over and over again, even though we want to see however many students you have in the class, that's how many attempts we want to have, okay? Forced completion is not necessary. There's no time limit, but if you wanted to do display, I definitely would recommend this because you want it to pop up in your week 4. We know that week 4 is the 28th to the 1st for majority of us. So I know that I'm going to have it I'm just going to schedule it for the 30th, and I'm going to set it up for, where are we at here, 8 a.m. And then I also know that I want to keep it open until the very last day of class, which is the 31st, just so that I know. And then I'll go till 1 o'clock because that's technically when class is supposed to end for my program. All right, passwords are not necessary. Testing availability, don't worry about that. The due date, we want to, whatever that last day is, display until, we want that to be the due date. So for me, it's going to be May 31st at 1, scroll, 1 p.m. And then just make sure you don't let them, once the test is passed, that they don't want to go through. If you include it in the grade center, which is right here, that's perfect, and that's what you want it to do. You also can make it so that it does not calculate, and what you can do is you can basically set up the point totals so that it's 0 points versus 10 or 100 points like I had it, but that's ultimately up to you. As for results or anything like that, I would just turn that off because you don't need them to see anything, and you can give it all at once because it's only one question. All right, you don't have to worry about any of the other options. So then you hit submit. Now it's officially done. All the options have been weighed out, and there it is. It's right in my week 4. All right, so let's see if I click on it. My access, of course, would be denied, but let's go back. And from there, it should be ready to go. Oh, the reason why it's denied is because it's not available. But if you wanted to check it out, you could leave the dates open, click on it, and it should be ready to go. But for right now, this is the last step of this. Again, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to email me, jeffwilliams@kaiseruniversity.edu, or in the email I'm going to send out, just reply to the email, and it'll just be a YouTube link, so you'll be able to check that out. So have fun with this. Make it, the way that you need to make it, but my suggestion definitely is to make sure that we go back and we, create, like I said, that Word document and just save it as, for me, I'm going to save it to my desktop. and then go from there. From student survey of instruction dialogue, and then it's just the same dialogue constantly over and over again. For those of you who are course developers, putting them in the master is the best way without the link. Then you can just put the link in every time and it's ready to go. And you don't have to put the month in. I put the month in just because then I know where I'm at, but you don't have to put the month in. You can just put student survey of instruction and it'll be good to go. All right, so now I'm saved there and I'm ready to go. So that's the end of this video. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thanks.